Well, what a weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I think drifting is definitely on the way out because I can't think of a single important thing that happened.
Yeah, it was. I didn't hear anything going on, or I haven't done anything.
I thought you read.
I read Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe this weekend.
Wow, you want to do a whole episode on that?
We could. Yeah, there was a lion, and there was a witch, and they were shopping, and they were trying to find clothes, and it was in a wardrobe. So that was like it. It was like a long book. It was like 26 pages. So
not bad. I washed my car.
Oh, that's cool. What soap did you use?
You actually used Donnie. No, Donnie. Don.
Donnie.
Yeah,
Donnie helped you, or
no? The one for the dishes.
That's good stuff.
That's pretty good for the
degreaser.
for the paint.
And, that's good. What about you, Sam?
Yeah.
I found a cat.
Oh, nice.
Is that what it is?
Oh, you hit the mic.
Can you just release it?
Go and be with your brethren. So I guess that's the podcast. Should we just end it here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we just stop recording?
No, that was fun though, guys.
All right. Well, I guess drifting's dead. Welcome, guys, to Maximum Driftcast, the only Driftcast where the hosts drink cough syrup.
Yeah, shit's
The
good.
whole show.
This is
Salud.
really good. Here, salute to you guys.
Cling.
Cheers.
Did you sneeze?
Salute. No, you said salute. That's the type of
Ching,
cough
ching.
syrup he's drinking.
It's for your good. Salud. Salud means health.
I thought it means bless you.
No, it's
Salud.
salud. It's like you're wishing good health to the people.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's like we're actually one of the very few that are not like overly religious with their blessings, and
So you just said good health.
it's pretty much that's what you're
go to
saying.
hell.
Well, that's
Paco.
Get healthy.
That's why we're drinking cough
Go to
syrup.
hell?
Yeah.
Go to hell. Cheers.
Cheers.
Go to hell.
Salud.
It's good seeing you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Again?
Corey, welcome back to
Yeah.
the podcast. Apparently last week you were in a hot dog eating competition with yourself.
Yeah, it was me versus Kobayashi.
Kobayashi Maru.
Yeah,
and
He's freshly new. He's getting into it. He's 14 years old.
you trained him out. You
And
showed
yeah,
him how to-
he's been doing it for about 12 years. So he started when he was young, and he's been showing me kind of the competition roads.
So you and him swallowed dogs all weekend. Paco
Crushed
and
him. Yeah.
Paco and I went out to what was the drift thing? What's it?
Drift weekend.
What is that? It's just called Drift Weekend.
Something like
No,
that.
it's you were saying earlier. It's Short Beach.
It's
short-
it's a short beach, baby formula short beach.
Yeah.
Short Beach.
Good stuff.
And we saw some drivers. We saw Daigo Saito.
Yeah,
He was cool.
He was looking good.
He was one of the best guys.
Yokohama Yokoi.
And Samuel Hubinet. Is that his name?
Yeah.
He
Reese Millen made a
Hubinet?
comeback.
Yeah,
I saw Steven mommy daddy kisses,
Yeah.
puppy mommy kisses.
My favorite was Nick Hogan.
Nick Hogan was
Nick
up
Hogan
there.
was
He
ripping.
flipped like 3 Vipers this time.
Think about if that was
All
your
of them,
top 8.
yeah.
Think about if those guys were really
Nick
your top 8.
Hogan, Sammy Hughes, Daigo, Yokoi,
Reese Millen, and then
Reese's
Steven
Piece.
Seagal.
Steven Seagal's Reese's Pieces, the Millen. Man, that's only 6, but that almost is the top 8.
We
Was
get
that
2
this-
fillers.
Conrad Grunwald.
Yeah, probably back in a Corvette.
Yeah. That's the one I was talking about.
Yeah, we got to get him back in a Corvette again.
And what was
Who would be another one?
the other guy? Oh, what was his name?
Bruce Springsteen. The boss. By the way, Corey, when did you decide that you should name yourself after the boss of music?
what
do you
the
remember
hell?
when he made that movie about AIDS?
No?
There's a movie about him, so I just did it after that one.
Okay. Are you talking about the
Nice.
movie Kids? Which, by the way, don't ever watch the movie Kids.
No, it was it Philadelphia?
Oh, that's Toby Hanks.
I don't know.
We got to stop this train of thought already. All right, let's get into drifting.
All right,
So I think people will want to hear about that a little bit. Should we do comments before we talk about FD, or should we just go straight into
Sure.
FD?
Well, let's read a little bit of the of the comments we found this week that people left on the YouTubes.
Yeah, so last week, as we mentioned, Corey was eating hot dogs. Paco and I did a very special segment with Ryan Sage in my Airbnb, Formula Drift Long Beach.
It's pretty bittersweet, by the way.
We talked shop the whole time without even that much bullshit, and it was really
Wow.
good. It's really good, but it was very serious. But we got some
It
comments.
seemed like Ryan kind of wanted to go a little bit less serious.
Yeah, but I wanted serious because it's not every day you get to talk down with one of the forefathers of drifting
Yep.
in America. So we talk serious stuff. I'll fire it up with a
I
comment
have
here.
a question here. You wanna?
What you got, Paco?
Our buddy from Sweden, Zeta Zetterberg. I probably butchered that.
Butchered it?
You know,
You butchered the word
butchered
butcher.
Zetterberg.
Zeta. He asking us if we think Sage will actually check out the Jaeger system.
I bet he will. Ryan Sage is a man of his word, I believe.
Yeah, and
Or maybe that's what he wants me to think.
well, he did. Well, true. We don't even know. No, he did mention that he would like to somehow get rid of the qualifying.
Yeah, no, that was crazy about
was
the
like
interview is that he said that if there's like one thing he wants to get rid of Formula Drift, it's qualifying. And
Coincidentally,
Jay Redmond from Rec Mag, he said that this was his favorite event, I think, because there was no qualifying, and I kind of enjoyed not having qualifying. So
I agree.
even if even if we don't do the Jaeger system or the Jaeger, I'm just gonna fuck up everything about this guy.
yeah.
Even if they don't do that, like
Get it right, Mike.
even just basing the next event off the last event and just ditching
I would agree with that.
already, like
I think that's a great setup.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
enough
the
to,
last
Now-
however the people ended on the previous round, that's how they started the next
which is
one.
only going to work if you have 32 drivers, of course. But maybe in the future that's how it is. But we're getting aside from ourselves. Do we think Ryan Sage will look at it? Yes, and I bet
He's a very informative person. He's very knowledgeable, and he'll do a lot of research on his.
and that's the
end.
biggest thing we took away from the interview is that he honestly, authentically cares about the sport and
Yeah.
spends every waking minute, not every waking minute, but most of them, when he's not cruising around in his S4 eating sushis.
Sushi?
Sushi.
He eats sashimi.
Chuchi.
Shishumis. So yeah, we bet Ryan Sage will look into it. Whether or not they implement the exact system in FD, I'd say I don't know. But I like you said, I fully
think-
expect there to be
I
changes.
think maybe not on FD Pro, but probably very likely on Pro 2.
And based off that, another question, or another, I should say, correction that someone made for us is from Eric 93 on YouTube's saying Drift All Stars, not King of Europe. We couldn't figure out what.
Couldn't remember. Which
No.
one was-
This is not the Jaeger system. This is based off the 20-year rule or whatever.
Yeah,
The
no cars older than
Yeah.
20 years.
Yeah, so that was Drift All Stars that was doing that, not King
Well,
of
I'm not
Europe.
running Drift
Paco.
All Stars.
Are you?
Well, your car's a 95 240.
It's a 95.
So you'd be out.
I'd be out.
Might as well just fucking throw it away.
What about you, Paco? What year's your van?
91.
Oh, did we say van?
Oh,
What happens when
speaking
you
of
say
No,
van?
hold on. We got a comment that tells us what to do when we say van. Paco, do you want to hit it?
Yes, I have it right here. And it says...
Hurry up. Just keep saying van. Hurry.
John Toby. So it says, let's make a game, actually a drinking game, where every time Paco mentions that he drives a drift van, we
Oh,
drink.
God.
Oh,
Hurry up.
So, salute.
Salute. Good health, Paco. Good health, Sam. Hurry.
Salute,
Drink,
salute.
Bless you.
drink up. Pussies.
I drive a minivan.
Oh, God. Here we're back.
Hold on. What do you just switched it? Hold on.
Samuel is double fisting.
Oh, my God.
I mean, it's one-handed, but...
Yeah.
Corey, what do you drive?
I drive a 1995 Nissan 240SX. I don't want to convert to a minivan. Hurry.
Oh, God.
You
fuck
didn't
it.
say anything.
Oh, but actually it's me who
damn
has
it.
to say
Damn
it.
it. What do you drive, Paco?
1991 Toyota Previa minivan.
Oh!
Drink,
Hurry up.
drink,
Somebody
drink, 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 drink. Fondo.
I don't. Did he say
Paco,
football?
you drive a Riata.
A
Buick Riata.
88 Buick Riata.
Yeah.
You
that's cool.
drive a...
Avalanche.
2000,
a Chevy
2000
Avalanche.
2002 Chevy Avalanche.
You still have your Aztec? Or did you get rid of that?
2004 Pontiac
Aztec.
That's nice.
You have a...
91 Subaru SVX.
And what about the old Datsun?
I have two 1978 Datsun 280Zs.
That's all your cars, right?
Yep.
No, I also have a 1991 Toyota Previa minivan.
Whoa!
We're getting drunk tonight.
Salute.
Fuck this podcast.
Wow. Okay. Well, if that's how you guys feel about
Woo!
it, I actually kind of take it seriously.
Good call, man. I love this
Hey,
guy.
hey, Paco, I'm glad you drive that thing.
Best comment
Can we-
ever.
can
Yeah,
we
thank you.
focus? Can we focus on
yes.
the podcast?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, guys. Paco's
So
screwing
so
up here.
professional. You
I have
got
another
it.
comment
You got
right
one more
here.
comment here. You got another comment?
Yeah.
Um,
Name is...
Nissan Pacific from the YouTubers. The Lone Star qualifying explanation was painful to listen to.
Which I think is referring to me because I'm not good at explaining it. I think
Just imagine there was 3 or 4 cars and they go against the top
I think I understand
17.
it, but sorry, Chris, if you're rolling over in your grave right now, are you dead? Oh
No, God, don't.
rolling
say
over
that.
in your bed right now. That I keep on butchering the system, but please go check out his website. How do we find it again?
Actually, it's on Lone Star Drift's
Yeah, so-
YouTube channel.
Just go to Lone Star Drift to get clarification. I'm very
his-
sorry.
what's his
for
name?
Aaron
honestly-
Losey does a great explanation of it,
I'm
where
very
you don't
sorry for
have
messing
3
it up.
guys butchering the whole
The
segment.
thing is, like, I mean, we just don't have the time to explain it
all the
completely on the show.
intricacies. But essentially, it's a battle system that
It's a
gets rid of
battle
qualifying, where 2 cars are battling multiple times throughout the weekend instead of qualifying.
I think that's what it should be called, the battle system.
I like it. I call it the Jägermeister model.
the Jaeger bomber.
The Jaeger bomb.
And somebody wins a battle, everybody drinks.
I mean, that's already happened in FD.
Oh yeah.
Well, perfect.
That was one of the. There's a bunch of questions that we didn't get to ask Ryan because.
Let's say I was. Okay, hold on. Let's get in the zone here. Pretend this. Pretend I'm Ryan J. Sage.
Ryan
Ryan,
Johnson.
you're getting a lot of weight.
Thank you.
Nice.
I've been crossfitting.
Ryan Sage,
and
how
yoga.
many Formula Drift drivers were getting drunk in the early years of driving while competing?
Hey, Sam. That's a great question, Sam.
Ryan Sage, when are you going to get rid of qualifying?
Wow, Sam. You're really throwing the stiff ones at me today.
Oh, and here's one that my friends all asked me when I got home because I haven't watched live stream in a few years because I've been at the events.
Go ahead, Sam.
Okay. Everyone said, why does live stream still suck and break?
Choppy.
Just imagine this, Sam.
Mhm.
Okay? Imagine you have a computer.
Sorry.
Okay?
Sorry,
And your
Ryan
computer,
Sage. Actual Ryan
your
Sage.
computer has to travel to a satellite in outer space. And then it shoots from that satellite
The whole
to
computer?
every individual computer across the world. That takes 46 seconds.
The best part is that this is actually probably the reason why it does still mess up is because as you were saying before we recorded the show, Corey, that a lot of these we think they're using like on-track Wi-Fi, and obviously there's no track at Long Beach. It's made from the ground up during the weekend of. So where is the Wi-Fi coming from? So it's probably just a connection issue. Why
It
live
100% is. It'd be cool if it was a satellite, though. If Formula D, the satellite's ripping around Earth.
If we've got a couple. With all that tire company money.
Yeah, they're just buying satellites to live stream, so stop bitching about it.
Yeah.
The problem is like people compares the live stream, like for example with
NASCAR and F1.
or Indy which happens at the exact same place,
Which also happens
next
to have
week.
a lot
Exactly.
more money.
So they have television crews.
Yep.
With these are not just like the satellite, like your satellite radio kind of thing. These are like gigantic antennas they have on their TV vans, and their equipment, it's like millions of dollars.
And well, FD, we try very hard, not we, but they
Yeah.
try very hard to make it a professional series, and it definitely is. But when you compare it to Indy and NASCAR and F1,
On top of that, also think about this, guys. Name any one of those series that you actually can get a broadcast for free without having cable or anything like that.
Exactly, yeah.
So you guys are getting a free service, and I've been on the other end. I was like, dude, I just want to watch live stream without it breaking up. But at the end of the day, it's like they're providing a free service to watch this.
and they're working it out.
Yeah, they're working it out. So
It seemed like there was a lot less interruptions, though. It was pretty
Paco,
nice
you were
and
there.
stream.
Who wasn't there?
Yeah, but on Friday,
Corey, did you even watch? Sorry.
on Friday I couldn't make it to the track because I was
Hungover? Hungover?
No, actually, my allergies were terrible during the morning.
and you had
then
a gutty
afternoon,
problem.
I got a phone call from Spain. The guys from the
They want you back?
from the Spain Drift magazine.
Wow.
They want to talk to me, and I was talking to them from your condo.
Yeah, we're wondering when you're up there because I was down at the track
Yeah.
shooting, and then Stephanie, my girlfriend's like, Paco's been alone in our condo for a few hours. We're just wondering what was going on up there,
I
Paco?
slept for an hour, and the other hour
Where'd
I
you
watched,
sleep, Paco?
I watched practice in the couch.
Man.
That place is huge, and I was watching the live stream, and it was pretty clear.
Mm-hmm.
And the guys I was talking to in Spain, they were watching at the same time, and they didn't seem to complain. Other than that, I think there was like a little disconnection for like 3 minutes, and that was it, and everything was smooth.
Can we talk about the event?
Yeah,
Let's
we?
get weird.
Should we?
So I just pulled up on the Formula Drift website. You can see standings. If you guys would kindly pull that up on your phone, just so we can kind of look and talk through it. Well, I was just thinking
My
this is a
flip
good
phone
way.
doesn't have the internet.
Yeah, you got that phone from the Matrix.
I still have a Motorola Razr that's just not working right.
That's why you're looking that up. Just so we can look at some more of the more notable battles. First of all, Shang Jun Zheng. How do you say his
Who
name?
is it?
The dude that's driving Ford's
Yeah,
car.
that's Jackie Chan's brother.
So first of all, let's talk about this wet wild weekend. That's my favorite porn series, by the way.
What is Wet Wild Weekend?
Wet Wild Weekend.
Isn't that like
Well,
Girls Gone
7.
Wild? Wet Wild
Wet Wild Weekend 7 is my favorite, but Wet Wild Weekend at Formula Drift and
Formula Drift slip and slide.
And yeah, so not only is it raining like crazy, but this is all taking place in a parking lot of an aquarium. So, so what's going on is all the oils and all the bullshit that is sitting in the asphalt, because it doesn't rain in California very often, just comes up and makes it not just wet, but like really oily and really slick. So a lot of these drivers, like you saw, Chris Forsberg, I think was the first one to run this year. He put it into a wall, and then Turk put it into a wall a little bit. Then Vaughn put it into a wall a little bit, and then minutes later, half of the FD field at one point, very slowly and mostly cautiously, just slowly like drifted into a wall because there was literally no control of the car.
Well, I think they canceled the event.
They canceled qualifying because I was not at the meeting, but from what I understand,
No, but they even canceled practice. Remember?
Right. Well, they cut that short
canceled
after
indefinitely.
Well, it's because all the drivers were just not going to the line.
Yeah,
Like,
so
no, we don't want to ruin our car on practice day.
First day ever.
So the drivers, I guess, had a meeting, and in the meeting they took a head count and said who wants to get rid of qualifying, to the best of my knowledge, and do the system that they did, which is just have the battle bracket work out as of the standings from last year.
A couple people were unhappy about that, from what I heard.
Who was unhappy?
I believe the Evil Empire team.
well,
Kristaps Blues
he's
was
still
very.
Well,
qualified.
because of course they're the guys in the lower end of the bracket that hope to show themselves as getting higher up in the bracket due to qualifying. So of course the guys at the top wanted it to be. That way.
let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. This is Rocky Balboa qualifying. Yeah, let's
But-
do it.
But if you think about it, Blues
Worse.
did
Worse.
won his top 32 battle.
Yeah, Blues kicked ass.
So-
But he was one of those drivers
Yeah.
out there that I think was really fun to watch because the BMW drivers this weekend, dude. Blues and who's the other guy? Girl
Miguel?
name? No, girl. I don't remember. It's not important. Whatever. BMW guys. They were driving
Purple
really hard.
Gay one.
Purple drank one. The guy.
Ah,
Who's that guy who's drinking all the cough syrup in the middle of the event? I don't know. We'll figure it out
Anyways.
sometime. All the BMW drivers are just driving like crazy, and Kristaps was looking awesome. So
he's
he
a
won
ripper,
his,
dude.
He won his battle.
Yeah, no, yeah.
He's running a 860 horsepower NA massed motorsports 460 cubic inch.
Yeah, those cars-
Big
those cars are
Daddy.
nice.
Yeah.
Big Daddy, is that what it's called?
It's called
The
the,
on-
big.
the
It's
only-
the Daddy Yankee.
The only downside, like the only BMW that was like, I know it's kind of, it was really heartbreaking to watch. It was Kenny Moen when he was doing his parade lap to test.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
It was.
How did Essa do in the Camaro?
You're in the Camaro,
It was.
like horrible. But
That's not look good in the BMW, however.
he looked good until like something happened. But no, it was very sad to watch Kenny Moen putting the car
Yeah.
into the wall
And Stone-
while
I
just
will-
doing like a little testing. It was the weirdest thing.
It was during the test lap to see how wet
Just-
the track was before the battle, and then he
Yeah.
had his weekend was
So
ended.
It
because-
looked like a really. Okay, I'll be honest, guys. I watched the whole live stream. Okay.
Did you?
Oh,
Yes, I did.
okay.
What were you wearing?
I think I was wearing a blanket
Underwear.
and my Ninja Turtle headband.
Were you Donald Ducking, just shirt and nothing else?
No, I was wearing I have a Raphael headband I wear around my eyes. So I could lay in
Hell
the
yeah.
Raphael,
Raphael, yeah.
the wheels on the train, the bus go.
Round and Raphael. Oh, there you go, Pac. You
So
see your-
Paco's wearing a Ninja Turtles shirt.
It's
Corey's wearing an I Like Turtles meme shirt, but except for the I Like Turtles kid, it's Corey's face.
And you were a turtle.
And I'm a turtle now. So
That's it.
Hold on, what were we just talking about?
we're talking
That
about
you were watching.
Formula Drift.
Oh yeah, I was watching
Yeah.
the live stream this weekend, and I was actually when I saw Kenny Moen's crash.
K Momo.
K Momo, the K bro.
Speed Kenny.
He wasn't going that fast, but he looked like he fucked that car
Well,
up.
Yeah.
he slowed down against
I
the
was-
tires.
I was literally, I don't know if you can see me in there, but I was literally
Yes.
directly behind the car. I was the closest you could be to the car and the wall. And I wasn't filming him because at this point I just filmed the drivers. I need to make my editing easier at the end of the weekend. But I was just standing there watching and it's like, oh, this car's coming right for me. But I trust these K-rails. And thankfully the K-rails only moved like an inch. But
So you trust the K Rails, but not K Momo.
I trust the K-Momo. He controlled that skid.
Right into the fence.
Well,
right at me.
he did like Vaughn. You know, he rather like hit it backwards and
No,
hit
what
in
I
the
think
front and
happened.
save the car.
You want to hear
save
it?
himself?
Paco, let me tell you what I think happened. He initiated third gear penned, pulled the e-brake, got a little sideways. Okay, runs over the red and white curb and gets that outer zone. As he transferred back to the second outer zone,
Transfers back to the second zone.
he goes, "Oh shit! There's Sam Nalven. I want to run his ass over backwards."
Yeah, maybe these K-rails won't hold up today.
Yeah, K Momo's killing Sam
and,
today.
and he gave you a taillight shower.
Yeah, bang.
Let's talk about a few battles and stuff. So first of all, what do you want?
I would say like, so top 32 was still wet,
Ah,
so it was hard to watch.
It was
Yeah.
hard to watch. It was.
But
Was it? Yeah.
but
Sun came
top
out.
16,
Sun came out top 16.
hands
on
down,
was crazy.
it was probably
Well-
the best top 16 I ever watched.
Let's talk a little bit. Sam already mentioned the surface is very oily. This actually Formula D is probably the first group of cars that run on that track.
Yeah, there's been like some testing, and there's a Toyota does like a media day thing, but it was dry during the media day.
Right. So between like the Formula electric cars and like the ALMS cars, whatever else.
Formula Ecstasy.
Yeah, the
Formula
Formula Ecstasy. So they're the only
Excellent.
guys that run out there. So it's not like the track is still very green, during this time. And the other thing is you go through like 2 or 3 different service contagiouses, 2 or 3 service changes.
Whatever that means.
2 or 3 surface changes throughout that short course.
Yeah.
So it's like between the rain, the oil,
Yeah, it's talking to
the surface changes. That's what made it hard to watch.
Talking to all the teams about setup, it's like they don't know because the setups for rain and dry are very different, right? Corey,
Right.
Like you set shit
100%.
up very differently. So they were constantly going from rain to dry conditions, and it's not just like a pop into the car and do this in 30 seconds. Like it takes some forethought and effort, and it was dry when you were leaving your pits. It was wet when you got in line to practice, and then by the time you got up to the starting point, it was dry again. And then it's like there was such weird things going on. Been taking a Snapchat, great.
It's not a Snapchat, but I think what's funny is that on top 32, one of my favorite battles was, if I'm not wrong, is Forrest Wang versus Michael Essa.
Forrest Wang was against Kaufman in 32.
That's right.
Kaufman did some big runs though. He did some really good runs.
How do you like it that your car is at the same paint colors?
I know, dude. I saw that and I was like, he's a good guy.
Well, it's funny. I never really liked his color combination, like that tan with
I liked
black.
last year's a little
But
bit better.
I liked it better, the tan and black, than this year's for some reason.
Because that's Corey's Kaufman. You give it back, buddy.
And it never rang me, of course.
Corey just got stabbed right in the butt. No, Wang and Essa were in top 16. Every Wang battle's a good battle, as I always say.
That's a good saying.
But he was throwing out, as usual, the most nar angles. What I was really impressed about Wang watching him was that he, even in the full wet, was driving like it was dry. Like, granted, it was slower, but he was hitting every clipping point like just as if he was driving in the dry.
He was literally doing 90-degree against the wall on the second wall on every run, which I think that was what he got himself out of the
yeah, because he was
competition.
he did what he often does.
He was very risky,
but he slows down too much and he throws down just a little bit too much angle. If he dialed it back 10% and up the speed and lessen the angle a little bit, I think he would be a lot more competitive.
Yeah.
That being said, maybe the goal isn't to be competitive; it's just to like throw down the most insane looking runs, which I think he
Well, that's the other thing too. Is speed's not judged anymore.
Also, almost watched his wing decapitate Hurt. I think.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
Hurt.
God, that'd been terrible.
Hoonigan's Hurt was standing at the wall, and
did he got wang slapped?
like that wing goes over the K rail, and it was like brushing up against the fence, and someone could have easily.
I'm still stuck on that K-Momo crash.
K-Momo. Yeah,
That's the biggest crash of the night.
Let's move on to some other cool stuff. Forsberg lost some BMW. Jeff Jones, Vaughn beat him.
Jeff Jones is not running a tire sticker this year on his car.
J-Joe, no?
Junkyard Jones is not
Is he running a Yanteta sticker?
From what I heard, Jeff Jones is running a very, very tight budget this year, which if you ask me is still very, very respectable. He made it to top 16.
Well, do you know what? Jeff Jones probably ran the smallest budget in the existence of FD. So if he's running smaller than what he's ran the past 2 years, that's like literally probably nothing.
I think
literally nothing. You think he's getting $0 this year, Corey?
No, he has to be getting something from Doc.
Then don't say literally, you fuck.
Well, listen to me. It's like to look at what you spend to run FD. If he's spending a minimum budget of $35,000, and he's saying, "Oh, we're running a smaller budget this year," we're running $15,000. That's what Forsberg and Vaughn spend each round.
Don't say them. I'd say most guys probably spend 7 to 12.
We were probably spending about 5 to 7.
I think Parsons had an even smaller budget.
But this is 20.
Will Parsons?
He didn't run all the events though.
But this is 2016.
I thought he did.
No,
he was
it's
driving all over the
2016.
place.
There's only 32 competitors, at least in Long Beach, at Pro 1. I would almost guarantee that not one of these guys is spending less than $10 or $10 around $10,000 around.
I'd probably believe that.
That's
Well,
just my
believe that.
rough guess. I have no idea. I don't know any of the finances of the teams, but that's just my guess because almost every team is paying for gas. They're paying for maybe some of their tires. They're paying to travel. They're paying for hotels. They're paying for food.
Which brings to
for
something-
5-ish people.
Yep.
Which brings us something very good that happened for the first time at Long Beach, thanks to the new sponsors, Blackview. They were offering $25,000 for the first position
For the winner.
For the winners.
Are you
I like the
serious?
first
The
position.
first 3
Yeah,
rounds.
Paco told me that tonight. That
Wait,
if you
so the winner of the first 3 rounds?
yeah gets $25,000 each.
No.
event.
Yeah, each round. So $25,000 each round.
$75,000
from-
on
from-
the
Whoever
line.
whoever won Long Beach won that.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember who won?
No,
Some
I didn't watch the
Some-
finals.
some
I didn't
girl?
care.
I thought it was a girl driver.
I thought it was
Yeah, it was
one
some
of the girl
chick.
drivers.
Yeah, weird. Couple more battles that are notable. Osbo and Widet. Widet's car is so much fun to watch, but
Yeah.
he was all over the place a little bit.
That point that he was about to smash the car into the tire wall,
yeah, 'cause
and
he
then
was
you
thrown
suddenly I think he hit warp speed.
Yeah, he throws out reverse angle and then he downshifts or something and then just picks grip back up and zooms out of there.
It was insane.
Really cool to watch, but a little bit.
He had a great chase run. I thought he was going to take out Osbo, and then he had a lead that he spun out on.
Yeah,
correct? Yeah.
something like that.
His chase was great. I was like, God, that's going to be tough to beat, and then took himself out. But do you know what? Take that aside. Have you guys seen the video of him running the wall and almost taking out the cameraman?
Yeah, I watched that. That
Yeah.
freaked me out because the camera guy, there's
Okay.
So as a
I think
media
I think
guy,
he slapped him in the hat.
as a media guy that sits near that wall, I'm terrified of that wall because I know Wang's wing Wang can take you out, no problem, can decapitate you. And not that I'm saying there should be more media restrictions because there absolutely shouldn't, but media guys definitely need to be smart
Here.
and not get decapitated. Because granted, everyone was smart this weekend, but if some new guy like me 3 years ago sees these pro dudes taking these sweet sick angles and tries it out for himself without considering that he could be decapitated, he's gonna get decapitated.
And 3 years ago, Bill Baldwin was standing there.
Yeah, they moved
and
him over
that's
this
where
year.
Matt Field
Yeah.
got slapped, almost slapped him in the face with
Now think
Mrs.
about
Pac-Man.
this. Okay. This is a different side of me looking at the sport. So Widet took himself out, right? He took himself out in top 8, top 16, whatever it was. That video almost has 1 million views.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So that video is almost it's almost at 1 million views. I think it's at 600,000 or 700,000.
Didn't hurt.
So it's
that?
do you know, even though you finished top 8, he probably got more media than everybody at that event from that one stupid video.
It's not stupid.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
not
well,
stupid.
well,
but I'm
but
just saying, so win or lose, it's literally he can go to anybody and say, oh yeah, we got 1 million views from this video, and then sell that, and they're like,
wasn't that one of Hertz videos? I thought he shot it.
if it is, awesome.
Well,
Yeah, I have no idea.
isn't it further back video of just the
Yes,
the
further
wider
back.
shot?
It's a wider shot of them videotaping the guy recording off the wall. But yeah, that video is super high up there view wise. You can go ahead and give me one
Crack
of them,
up one,
Paco.
buddy.
Yeah, come on, buddy. Oh, thanks.
Let's go into the grade 8. Osbo Field. Field was driving insanely, but I'd say he was driving somewhat unreliable.
Matt Field was putting probably the most angle I've ever seen.
Out of him, yeah. And his car sounds insane.
Insane.
Something about his car just
speed,
sounds so
lots of grip.
angry.
Exactly. It's just mean.
He's running a new engine. He's
was-
running the CBM built.
He was doing the wiring on it when we talked to him.
Yeah, he's doing the wiring. CBM built an engine, running Vortex supercharger, Holley intake manifold, over 1,000 horsepower.
Easy,
We should have Matt Field as a guest. Let's consider him
Paco.
for
Paco,
one
we-
day.
We did that a
No,
month ago.
I don't want
where
Wait,
were you?
what?
Where were you, Paco? We talked about casinos and hookers and stuff.
Whoa.
Yeah, he was talking about doing blow-cane off the toilet seat out of a
Out of,
casino he's sponsored by.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of that.
He said that. Check back.
Google it.
Then we had Turk and Odie, and Odie obviously we talked
He's
to
a
him,
ripper.
and we were not worried, but we were like, okay, Odie, you were super successful last year in your S14, and you're going to change that up to the Genesis, and obviously this event proves that the Genesis is incredibly capable.
I call it the Phil Collins. I still do.
What the Genesis?
Yeah.
Get it? It's a good
Dun,
joke.
dun, dun,
I
dun,
can
to the
see
invisible touch.
in the end.
And Turk, I think he screwed up the final clipping point, if I recall.
Yeah.
pretty much run the whole thing out, right?
He did he
I
go
could-
below the
couldn't really
clipping
see
point?
much because everybody was putting so much smoke on
Yeah.
the long sweeper that couldn't see
I
anything
think Odie
going
was
on
driving
that corner
better.
or even the jumbotron.
I think Odie was driving better anyways, and then I think Ryan sealed the deal in the last corner, and he washed out. Or unfortunately, all the battles blend together. And the best part is I didn't get to see I don't get to see any of the actual top 16 battles really. I see some of them, but Long Beach, at least at Long Beach, because I had to start Vaughn's GoPros for top 16.
Uh-huh.
And then once I do that, I got to
Dude,
run
that's
into
a sick
position.
job. How'd you get that?
Starting GoPros, well, I practiced for years and months. All you do is you want to hit the power button on the front.
Uh-huh.
So,
And then hold on.
and then,
And then the top, there's another button.
What?
ladies and gentlemen, if you think that's easy, ask any GoPro user how many times they've screwed up their best run trying to activate their GoPros
Plus, if
on
you
their
can't see it
helmets
inside of your
without
head.
even watching.
No, but so
Sucks.
the one-man media team, got to do GoPros, which are maybe more important than the cool outside beauty shots because the GoPro is just like at least a reliable. You get the whole run shot, which at Long Beach is very hard to get the whole run because you just can't from the outside. So had to start those, had to run a position, and as a result, like I don't get to see pretty much any of top 16.
Yeah.
Or not, excuse me, not top 16, like top 8.
Speaking of Vaughn, I think everybody saw that car is pretty wild.
Yeah, some dude
wild.
just released a Ford performance video that they shot.
Oh yeah, I got my first video that got 1 million views in a day.
Sam, congratulations.
Oh
Let's
my-
cheers. Can we cheers, please, 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 please?
Not
please?
unless Paco has a
91 Toyota minivan.
Whoa! Hey, there it is.
Sam.
So obviously it wasn't my channel; it was Ford Performance
Cool.
and Vaughn's channel. But hey, something I made got a.
Do you know
a
what?
million
That gives me
views in a day.
faith that you have the potential and the capabilities
Have the
to make a
strength,
1 million view video.
Have the dexterity.
Well, as long as it gets
have
shared
the,
on,
the body.
the muscles.
as long as it gets shared on a channel that has
The
hundreds of
muscles.
thousands of people.
But
I'm
yeah,
happy for you, Sam.
Oh, thanks.
that car is ridiculous. It's
so it's got a lot more angle.
Oh, insane! All the angle,
He's got all the angle,
all the traction.
He's got a lot of traction. The rear suspension
It's-
setup is much more advanced.
Squats like
It lifts up tires. It's the Cheers. I call it the Cheers angle because it's like the car is pulling up one little tire. Like Cheers.
there you go.
Hey guys.
It's crazy. It squats on power and it also squats on e-brake. It's just like I don't know what they did for their setup, but they definitely did.
Some
their
of the
homework.
internet thinks that they don't know what they're doing.
That's called the squatty porta potty.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
what he calls it.
Yep.
A lot of I saw some internet things that like, oh, his car setup's broken. He's lifting tires, and my guess is that because of them developing this car for 2 to 3 years, that they probably know what the suspension's doing. And judging by his performance, I bet he's probably.
I tell
pretty
you,
okay
I
with
tell
it.
you what, and I
Tell
had
me.
I had
Tell
a
us what.
quick chance to talk to Vaughn at the end and while we were at the Pike.
And can you please give a doing the Vaughn voice?
Oh God, here we go.
Here we go.
So I was talking to him real quick, and I was telling him like, your car looks like a stadium truck, and those things have insane amounts of grip. And Vaughn said like, well, you know what we're trying to do here.
Start it with "We're out here," please.
Excuse me.
Start with
We're out here at the Pike.
We are here at the Pike. We have very excited to be here. We have Corey, the
Corey wasn't there. Continue.
The whippersnapper.
Goddamn,
No, I'm the
start
Norwegian
this again.
Hammer.
We're here at the Pike. We have Corey, the Norwegian Hammer, Hosford, with us, and we have Sam, Hampshire, Nalven. We're super excited. We're so stoked to be here. It's gonna get obnoxious. It's gonna be great. Thanks a lot for the Pike. Thanks a lot to Chris for having us. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you, this car is great. It's got all the traction. It's got all the power, the angle. It's got it all. Thanks a lot to Ford. Thanks a lot to
Sam.
So right
Thanks
now you're shitting on my boss. You're
Okay,
shitting
no,
on me, but it's pretty accurate. That's how it sounds.
Yeah, you
I mean-
edit that for hours on end,
Yeah,
Sam.
so, I mean, no, it's pretty close.
all
so.
kidding aside, he was so excited about his car.
Yeah.
And you could tell, like, he was, like, I know this is super, like, cliche, not cliche, but it's like, oh, seriously, but the man is seriously, like just having fun.
Oh yeah, like he's.
You
You could say that he's in it to win it to some degree. Of course, they all want to win,
Of
but
course.
he's more or less out there to make some fans happy.
enjoys this
and,
shit.
and he likes.
He
really likes
loves
his new car
it.
too.
Well, he did make a video. You probably made the video of him saying, "You know, guys, we got taken out in top 16, but the car's running better forever, so we won actually this weekend." Was that you who shot that?
You're just talking about the straight up Instagram one?
Yeah.
No, that was we said essentially the same
But
thing in my Saturday
I'm telling
video,
you, he
but-
seemed more true in that video than a lot of the older stuff that he used to shoot.
Well, I mean, that was just.
It seemed
his,
very natural. It
That
wasn't
was
like
his media dude,
unsaid.
AJ, just like saying like they do their wrap up just on camera, just like to say how they felt about the weekend. We
Hi,
said,
AJ. AJ Anderson.
We say, hey, AJ. We said essentially the same stuff in the Saturday day video that I
Right.
did, which the big thing that I wanted to emphasize in making the video, and he wanted to emphasize too, is that we didn't win the event, but in a brand new car, they made it to the Grade 8, and they didn't have a mess up. They just were beaten by someone better. And
For that day.
And God, I can't remember who it is.
It's that one chick.
Doesn't he drive a Saab?
Yeah, it's a chick in the Sab.
We got
a couple more battles to go over, and then we'll probably shut the podcast down.
Just
quit.
Yeah, this beer's really sour, so I'm ready to tap out.
Forrest and Ken.
The what? Oh,
Ken Juicy did really good.
Ken Juicy. Ken Wang. Paco loves Ken Juicy.
Ken Juicy.
Paco. So what do you think of Ken Juicy's runs?
Sounds delicious.
All right, so Ken Juicy laid down the most delicious runs any of us have ever seen, and Paco's still. I'm trying to bring it back, but it's not even worth it.
Hi, Ken. I love you. I'm sorry.
The juicy boot just out there laid it down.
Dude, Gushy
Go ahead.
Gushy's a beast, man. He's
Beastman.
He's delicious
and nutritious.
Gucci Beastman.
Gucci Beastman.
So he laid down a run or two with Mr. Wang Dong. That's okay. I'm just gonna shut off those other mics. And Ken beat Wang because I think Wang threw in that too aggressive angle and spun out on his own. It looked like Ken almost hit him. I thought that Ken hit him at first.
Oh yeah.
I got a lot of people saying that they thought he got tapped.
Yeah, but if you watch and rewatch,
it
you
did.
see that he
It's just
spun and then Ken lightly tapped him after he'd already lost.
Yeah, Forrest after doing that chicane, if you may, when it hit one wall and hits the other, coming back from the first wall into the second one, if you don't have enough momentum, putting that much angle, like literally, it doesn't matter how many wise fabs you put in the car,
15 wise fabs,
you run out of angle. And that's literally what happened. He just didn't have enough speed to keep going. And when he tried to overpower just to see if he could go wider, he just spun.
Yeah. And
honestly, and that's one of the things I was talking to Kyle Pope the other day, and that's what we were talking about. Literally,
the guy from the internet.
Yeah,
the guy from the internet.
He comes straight from the internet.
Yeah.
It's the lack of consistency from Wang that makes it exciting to watch.
I feel like he's very consistent. He's just consistently at extreme angle that sometimes is slow.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not consistent. For example, like Forsberg that can pull 10 runs exactly looking the same, like almost like a robot.
Yeah, Forrest throws more and more angle until he hits that limit.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Like, Forrest is definitely going for that. Like, see how far he can go. See, like, put more style, and obviously, sorry, in this case, he reached that point where like that's it. There's no more. And that's what happened. But when his run against SI was brutal. It was probably in my opinion, well, that was the best run of the night.
I'm trying to remember. God, who won the event?
I don't know.
Didn't Steve Sweeney or Steven Seagal win that thing?
No, Steve Sweeney went out to Rudy Tootie, Randy.
Oh yeah, true. That's true.
Maybe if we talk to somebody who might know who won, who could tell us.
I say we just end the podcast here.
All right.
Hey guys, good chat today.
See ya. Have a good night.
Later.
It's so annoying. We're just about to shut this thing down.
I thought we were just going home.
Hold on a second.
I'll just answer it. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, who is this?
What?
It's Chelsea Denofa, bro.
Oh, hey! We were just wondering.
Actually, no. This is the perfect time. This is the perfect time.
You were there at Long Beach. Do you remember who won?
Osmo won? I'm not sure.
Man, we were trying to figure that out.
It sure as hell wasn't Corey Hosford.
Yeah, no, I was cleaning out porta potties this weekend, dude.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's probably a better job than your driving.
Wait, tell me a second. Who beat you? Hold on. If he wants to go there. Hey, do you remember XDC Portland 2011?
It wasn't that. It was way north of that. And yeah,
it was Washington. Yeah, I beat you. So go ahead. Until you beat me again, so shut up.
Corey,
you're the real champ, bro.
Corey, when did you win Long Beach?
No, I stopped because I knew in my heart I won.
Speaking of pigeons beating you at chess.
So Chelsea, did you say that Osbo won Long Beach, or who won Long Beach?
We thought it was a girl.
I mean, Osbo definitely won the unorthodox driving award at Long Beach. That's for sure.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I love it. This is great.
Chelsea, what do you mean?
No, hold on.
No, Corey, you shut up. What do you mean, Chelsea?
What do I mean? What?
You said unorthodox driving competition. What does that mean?
I mean, I think everybody knows what I'm talking about.
I don't know. What are you talking about?
Here, hold on.
Shut up, Corey.
No, let me get a prelude.
A Honda Prelude?
Let me get a Honda Prelude into this conversation.
Honda Prelude.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you guys
Is that like a
Chelsea,
SH model
Chelsea,
or
shut
like
up!
the
I'm trying to
H42?
plug you here real quick. If you guys watch the Say
Watch
Howdy Get Rowdy episode, Chelsea, that's a free plug.
Watch out, Chelsea. You're going to get plugged.
Yeah, watch
Thanks,
out.
guys.
Yep. So if you guys watch Say Howdy Get Rowdy, Chelsea
I'd be
explains
strong.
that Osbo was his favorite driver at one point, and now he had to compete against him with his unorthodox style. Now, hold on. Chelsea, I know you don't listen to our shit because you don't even have an iPhone or anything to listen to us to, but
We talked to Osbo 2 weeks ago.
one of the questions we asked Osbo was, would you spin out if somebody hit you purposely to take the win? Like we were trying to ask each driver questions on their driving style and their situation, and he was one of the guys that's saying that he would do something like that.
He didn't say that, but I mean,
It was something along.
I can
the
say
lines.
exactly what it was.
Go ahead,
'Cause
Sam.
I was doing the line of questioning. It was just, where does the line drawn between sportsmanship, unsportsmanlike behavior, and cheating, and how far would you go to win, essentially? And when we talked to like Turk and I think Field, they both said they're going to drive until they can't stop driving anymore, essentially, and that's what it is. And Osbo had said that he is there to win. And he didn't say that he's going to cheat or anything, but he did say that, like, yeah, it's a battle, and I'm going to do fucked up stuff to win, perhaps. He said he might throw a different line down as a surprise line. He might throw down a different entry point or a wider line. So, but I want to hear Chelsea talk.
I was going to say, I hate to interrupt you, but can we talk to Chelsea?
Yeah, we are.
Hold
but
on a second.
we're giving a preface because I want to know. I want to give Chelsea something to talk about. Chelsea, what are you talking about?
So, I mean, obviously, Osbo is not the only one that does this, but he definitely drives an obscure line and changes speed pretty, I would say abruptly, but over a longer period of time. So he's better than like Tyler McQuarrie, who just like will sit there and park it on you. But like, you know, Osbo is definitely one of those people. He's there to win, and like I will give him some merit in the fact that he's really good at winning.
Well,
But I'm not the person that you play games with when in the follow position. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm following, like I'll put you in the grave if you're gonna play some bullshit.
oh, we've seen you like
Yeah.
running over people,
We've seen you put some people in the grave.
literally.
And you know, it's like I like I said with the Osbo thing, like I do see where it's like I want to win. I'm going to drive this way, whether it be conservative here or, you know, play games here or whatever. You know, he's not the only one out there, and I do understand that, but, like, I just can't do that. Like, if I'm going to play games in front of you, it's going to be me just driving, like, absolutely ignorantly in front of you, just, like, backwards and floored everywhere. Like, to do a 100-point run, like, nailed on the throttle, just super as gangster as I can be. But, like, you know, that could be trickery in its own. You know, maybe I was holding back a little bit all weekend, and now it's top 4, and I'm going to throw some serious shit down.
Right.
But I feel like that's probably a better way to do it than, like, try to run your guy behind you into the wall.
Right.
Or, like, go into the last turn and just, like, take a fucking, like, bath in your car while you're chilling, relaxing, and
But
then blast through the clip.
But you overcame. What happened? I mean, I guess you could just say you drove the dick off your car, which we watched round after round after round as you took down some giants.
Yeah, it felt good, sure.
Do you think, because me as a spectator and as a fan, every time we watch you running, it's like with Chelsea, you never know what's gonna happen. Everybody calls you the wild card. Jared's
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, you know, like
Chelsea doesn't run; he walks everywhere. He's
Yeah.
too tired and lazy.
But I mean, and this is like, and I'm praising you. This round, it seemed like you polished you polished. Sam is stroking an imaginary something.
It's air
Sword.
penis.
This round, it seems like you polished your driving, and even though you were still like driving hard as usual, you definitely
Your car didn't break. What happened?
you definitely seen more like you added more finesse, like definitely more precision. So do you think, other than not trying to play everybody else's games, you also came better prepared, not only with the car but with your driving skills?
Well, I think that this event's kind of like in a nutshell different than others, just because everyone on the track only got a few dry laps, and then it was dry for like all of top 16. So like, there's a big difference there. But yeah, I think it was one of those things where, since nobody got any practice and nobody was like absolutely killing it, it was like I could drive at 80% on the line, on the angle, on things like that, and concentrate on just being on everybody's door and making clean runs. Whereas normally I feel like everybody's murdering it and doing really well, and now I have to drive like that one step better all the time. Whereas this event, I could drive at 80% and just make sure I was planted on everyone's door the whole time in order to get the win.
Would you say that was 80% driving when you got the win?
I would say that like it was 80% on my line and angle and things like that, because other than with ripping the wing off the wall with Osbo, which was obviously not like I wasn't trying to do that.
You sure stuffed that car into the wall, and it was glorious.
Yeah, I mean, if you actually watch the in-car from that, it was a super hard hit. Like, there's shit flying in my car around everywhere.
Really?
And, but yeah, I do. I feel like my tandem I was running to win 100%. But, like, just being that 80%, if you notice, like, maybe I wasn't on every wall, I wasn't dragging everything and having a huge angle. Because you didn't really need to, because nobody got enough practice to be blazing it like that every run.
But you were blazing it harder than Wang. How's that marijuana?
Wang overblazed it a little bit there.
He did. What was it like being there in the finals? Like, how many times have you been in the finals before?
I've been in the finals at Long Beach once, like top 4, but not actually like in the finals. So this is my first second battle.
Where was your
and
head?
It was
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
It was real, man. I was like, this is happening. I remember like telling my crew like we're getting a fucking carbon fiber trophy. Like I was losing my shit in the car.
Yeah.
And it kind of got back to like my roots of driving stuff, where like that excitement of like being able to win and the car not breaking and being able to surpass that. It just felt real solid for sure.
Did you honestly expect yourself to be there, like when you go into Long Beach? And I know, so we've talked to different drivers and they say like, yeah, I expect to be on the podium every fucking week. And I've talked to like
I'm the fucking best, and I want to wipe everybody's ass.
When you went into the event this year, did you think I'm gonna podium?
Well, I think in the off season we kind of prepped to that point where we're like, there is not a chance for mechanical failure. Like it will not happen. Like we were doing everything, like even the most obscure shit, to not have the car break. And going into Long Beach, like with the rain and whatnot, like going into the event, I was like, we're going to win no matter what. And then when it started raining and all these variables started coming out, I was like, okay, like we just need to not wreck, get through the events and kind of see how it goes. Like we're always trying to win, but with all the rain, I did not foresee like a path to the win. It was more of like, we'll see who messes up and who doesn't and how we can, capitalize on that. And but yeah, once it dried up, it was like, we're winning. That's it. Like this is it. If we can keep the car going, we're winning.
Were you one of the drivers that voted to cancel qualifying?
Yeah, I was actually one of them, and that's not normally my thought process. I'm always like, dude, let's send it. Like, let's do it, no matter what,
What position?
But
what position you started?
I was 14th starting, which is in the middle of the pack.
At least
I normally qualify higher than that, but the track was so bad, man. It was like, I thought I was going to wreck my car every single lap.
Oh, everybody did.
Yeah.
And half of them actually wrecked it.
Yeah, half of them did.
Yeah, and I remember talking to like all the drivers, and they're like, have you ever driven in anything like this? I was like, it's like drifting in the snow, but only on certain parts in the track. It's like being wet and then ice, and then like there's. I just remember being like, oh, let's stay 10 feet off the wall, and then all of a sudden it's like clack, 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 clack. My bash bars are just smashing the wall in, and you're like, oh shit,
It's just like
this
patches,
is real bad.
patches of grip, patches of oil, patches of
Houlihan.
Patches of atoms.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I walked the track in the morning, and right on the judge's wall, it's like perpendicular parking spots to the wall.
Yeah.
And each one of them has a dip with huge amounts of oil in the middle from people parking their shitty cars. And like you're just like, how am I
So you
supposed to
blended
drive
in when you
today?
parked up there for the podium win.
Oh, for sure. My car was probably pissing all sorts of shit out of it.
Which is a good point. That immediately after the weekend, because Corey couldn't make it because he was in a hot dog competition back home in Phoenix. And
I was in a hot dog eating competition.
But one thing when we started talking about Formula Drift, as we do every night, as he needs to go to sleep, I talk him to bed about Formula Drift. He said that Chelsea's
Formula Drift bedtime story.
yeah, exactly. He said that it was even more incredible that you won just because he said that your car might, and he didn't mean this in a mean way at all. He said your car might be like the least heavily engineered one there. Would you say like?
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Let's go back because at
clarify,
first, Chelsea,
clarify, Corey.
before Dustin and I used to make fun of you all the time because you had a spaghetti noodle drive shaft. You remember that?
I don't even know how that came about.
Because you'd
like,
always be breaking drive shafts. And you're like, what are you running? I'm like a spaghetti noodle?
Nice job.
I don't think I've ever actually broken one. It's just like
Everything else you'd break.
I was running like a NASCAR box on like the stock differential, so like
Yep.
I would cut them off and weld them, and there's like a wearing item in the middle, so I'd always be buying drive shafts online trying to find.
There
them.
you go.
Do you still run a urethane Gibo, like old BMW?
Yeah, I run like a factory style BMW rubber one. I just replace it all the time.
What the fuck is a Gibo?
A Gibo's that thing that hangs between your legs when you turn into a man.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Chelsea doesn't have one yet. But so are you still running a stock diff in that thing? What are you running diff
Yeah, I'm
wise?
running a stock E46 M3 diff with like a Synchro Designs clutch pack set up in it.
A lot of people was asking us if you have anything different from last couple years since you started running the E46. Any major improvements for this year?
Yeah, the car's a lot lighter. Most of the improvements were just for reliability, and obviously the car being lighter helps that.
True. Car's a little bit lighter,
And,
but Chelsea's about 40 pounds heavier. But go ahead. What guys?
Well, I still want to hear the original question though. Is like, would you say that you have a less prepped car than most of the top dudes out there? Because obviously you're a top dude now, and you have been driving that way many events for a few years now. But Corey said your car was less prepped and less set up and less engineered. Would you say that that's true?
So as far as the suspension stuff on my car and the actual chassis, I would say it's probably more engineered than 90% of the field. But yeah, the budget kind of gets cut short there, and like there's a lot of shortcuts being taken to be able to race instead of sit there and build cars for tons of money.
Yeah.
So like I'm still on like a stock computer with my car, not at 875 horsepower,
Right,
and I'm probably the only person with a stock computer in Formula D.
That's nuts.
You
man.
know.
But
So yeah, there's a lot of corners that are cut, but we try to do the best on picking which ones we can do for the budget, and it's a lot of pre-planning. But I think that this year we're a lot more prepared than previous years.
But hold on, let's look at this. Are you running like traditional sway bars, or are you running like a speedway style torsion bar?
So I have like a traditional style sway
Okay.
bar, but it's custom.
So that's the thing is like a lot of these guys are running speedway torsion bars, and you're running a diff that has a modified
Stock diff-ish, essentially. A stock
essentially a stock diff.
I run a JC Whitney.
You're running a stock ECU. You're hold on. Let's look at the other things. Is you're running homemade carbon rear overs, right?
Yeah, carbon Kevlar.
Okay,
Yeah.
homemade. And then was that car still built out here in Arizona?
It was the same car from 14. Yeah,
I was gonna say this is the car that you've now run for. This is your third year on this car, this chassis.
correct. Yep.
Oh, I thought
So,
I
like-
thought you rebuilt it after.
So here's the thing is
Same chassis though.
Okay.
you've been running this car for the past 3 years, and you look at the budget invested in this thing compared to a lot of the other cars, and a lot of people think, yo, to go pro drifting, you're going to need a Winners, you're gonna need a dog box, you're gonna need torsion bars, you're gonna need this and that. It's like when I saw your car, Chelsea, I'm like, this thing's fucking basically stock besides a good cage, some bash bars, a good trans, and
say it. Just say
you know,
it.
but honestly, it is.
Just say it.
It's
what do you want me to say?
what I want him to say is, I don't know, whatever the fuck he wants, but but it's basic to a lot of people, but you can drive it.
Well, it's great to see. Yeah, is that a car that at this point looks to be reliable for you, at least during this event, and a car that you know, and a car that you can put where you want it to. That means a lot more than having high tech, newer.
You don't need a gazillion-dollar car to win. Chelsea's car's the epitome of, a properly built car within reason.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
How's this gonna work in Atlanta for you? Do you think?
Well, that's what we did. I drove back Sunday after the event at like 5:30 in the morning. We left, got here Monday. I started tearing stuff down and finding the issues that we had.
Where you at?
I'm in Vancouver, Washington now.
Okay.
The coup.
So yeah, it's like 5 minutes north of Portland.
You're like 10 minutes out of Phoenix.
Yeah, right. Sick. But yeah, so I mean,
stupid.
Sorry.
Sorry, we have to apologize for Corey. You know him
Fucking Corey.
for a while. That's what he had to deal with.
Talking to this hot
So
chick on the
anyways.
phone, and you're just totally embarrassing.
But yeah,
Top
just
walking guy.
tearing it down, prepping stuff, getting everything ready. Almost every team doesn't do everything they want before Long Beach, so we're still doing a couple things that laid over from the off season.
Right.
Just trying to be preventative and keep the car so that it can keep running, because I do feel that if the car can keep running, we can keep winning. So that's the goal.
Okay, here's another question. There's not many drivers running on GT radials. It's you and Kyle Moen?
Yep, Mohan, yep.
And that's it?
That's it. There's some Pro 2 guys as well.
Well, some Pro
just
2
for
guys.
Pro 1.
You've driven on many different tires, and you look at GT radial, a lot of people are like, man, they don't put much money into the sport. They sponsor 2 guys. You kind of went out there and put on a show with everybody running those tires. What's your take on them? And obviously, you're sponsored by them, so you're going to say a bunch of great things. But what's your take on those things?
I mean, they're definitely a really reliable tire. There are tires out there that maybe produce some more grip and maybe have a little bit more R&D into them, to be honest with you. But we were able to lock down a really good setup with that. And I'm sure you can see, like, in Long Beach, we were, like, riding the brakes behind people so we wouldn't run them over. So I think with a proper, set-up car, that tire's great. And the biggest thing is, like, I'm able to do, like, 2 full tandem sessions on one set of tires, which is, like, insane. So 4 laps versus everybody else doing, barely making it 2.
That's crazy that you're actually getting 4 runs on one set of tires. And this isn't just Long Beach because it was all weird and wet. Like, you were getting 2 full battles out of one set of tires? Is that what you're saying?
So we would... Yep. We actually won the event against Osbo on some repeat tires that we ran against.
This is the craziest thing. It's just like
And you guys looked at me like that was a dumb fucking question.
What? what was the question?
So like in the grand scheme of things, like that's definitely like a merit for a tire company to be able to make a tire that can roll on people and last that many laps.
What tires are these?
The GT Radio SX2s.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. What did you for steering angle?
What did you for steering angle, Chelsea?
There, let me translate that. Paco wants to know, what are you running for steering angle this year, Chelsea Denofa?
I run the SLR speed steering stuff, like pretty much off the shelf. It's like 65 degrees of steering angle. I'm kind of a firm believer that anything more than 60 degrees is kind of like unnecessary.
Well, good thing you only use 20 degrees of it, but
No,
It's not a funny joke.
we have a lot of people that started to run E46s, and it's becoming dude, like my buddy Brian, AB Miata, Brian, we just picked up a beautiful, perfect conditions E46 coupe for like $1,000, and these cars are becoming affordable. They look great, and we have plenty of FD drivers showing that this car is a reliable, good, possibly a championship car.
Why would you recommend a new guy drive an E46 rather than spending 3 times as much on a broken down S chassis?
Well, I have a series out there. I don't know if you guys have seen called How to Drift.
no, I haven't watched that shit.
So yeah, it's on YouTube on the Chelsea Denofa Motorsports
Awesome.
channel. Shameless plug there.
Ha.
No shame here.
So that car just has like a welded diff and e-brake extension, no other mods. It's still full weight. I didn't even take the spare tire out of it, and I basically teach everyone how to drift and do some pretty technical stuff. And the car is fantastic.
Are you running the factory e-brake?
Yeah, stock e-brake with just an extension on it for $4.
You're a drift god, dude.
Paco loves your Mad Max style.
Yeah,
this is actually a good segue into let's roll into our comments section. So we ask ahead of the show, Chelsea, on our social media stuff, what some fans would like to hear you talk about. And on Instagram, Owen Macklin says, "What made you choose the E46 as a platform for drift? As it is still a semi-obscure car that you don't see drifting too much."
Yes, I mean, I'd hate to sound like some elitist BMW prick, but they are like pretty much the greatest car you can build. Everything about it is like off the bat for drifting is extremely good. So like any of the E36s from like 92 and then all the way to the end of the E46, the rear suspension is like unbeatable.
Do you find a lot of difference between the 4-door and the 2-door E46?
I mean, it's kind of a preference thing. The 4-door is a little bit lighter and a little bit stiffer. I just don't like coupes. I'm not a coupe fan at all.
That's weird that the 4-door.
I feel like 2-doors are for convertibles.
Good thing I got an E30 convertible 2-door.
Watch
There
out.
you go.
I got another one for you. Hold on a sec. I'm trying to find the one. I just looked at it about your coilovers on your bash bar. Hold on, where's the guy? Would love to hear. So Aaron LFR would love to hear about the rear bash bar setup plus coilovers. What's up with that?
So I drove for Bergenholtz back in like 2012 in their RX-8, and they had a bash bar set up with shocks on it. And that car actually had like lights on the dash that lit up to tell you how deep you were into the wall. But it was crazy. It was like, I know it sounds stupid, but it's like having a pillow on the back of your car. So you can just drive it into the wall, and it's just like, you have like 8 to 10 inches of just spring on it. So you can just ride the wall all the way around, hearing every single K-rail piece just like snapping.
Yeah.
And it made it like my spotter could be a little bit lazy and tell me I'm 6 inches off the wall when I'm really only 3. So if I go 6 or 8 inches further into the wall, I'm good. It lets me know that I'm there before I actually total the car out.
So when you're dragging your ass against the wall, you don't feel a correction on the chassis of the car. Like you can get deeper into the wall and it won't affect your line as much. Is the idea?
It's more like a wall feeler type thing. So like, you have quite a bit of a cushion where you're hitting the wall before it actually like throws you in, And with that little bit of cushion, it's enough to make a driver change to stay off the wall and stop the front end from biffing it.
Nice.
Why wouldn't everyone run these?
I'm not sure. I don't know why everybody's not running them. A lot of people don't ride the wall.
Well, maybe
a bunch of people are pussies.
Maybe some people think that they're gonna bounce, like with the shocks gonna make them bounce off the wall a little harder. Some people,
because the shocks, Chelsea, the shocks that you run on the bash bar, like there's no pressure in them, right? Very little.
So they do. No, they actually have a good amount of pressure. We had to tune that kind of a thing.
Right, but it's not as stiff.
It's probably just as stiff as your like stock
with no spring, right?
It has a spring.
Corey, you're wrong. Shut up.
Corey's wrong on everything.
It's a 200-pound spring on there that we run.
All right.
And it's mounted at like a 50% motion ratio, so it's like 110 pounds or so of actual force. But it's enough so that you can feel it, but then not enough to like bounce you off the wall, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, total sense. Next question from, what is that,
Braupe.
Braupe wants to know, if you weren't driving a BMW E46, then what would you be driving? And you can't pick a BMW.
I think I would probably drive like a 911 just because it would be real sweet to like have to call 5 to replace a valve cover from hitting the wall.
Wasn't somebody was running a 911 a while ago?
Tyler McQuarrie.
Yeah, Tyler McQuarrie. Yeah.
Didn't they?
I think that chassis has some validation that it needs to happen, man.
Because
I would love to do that.
They prohibited that car to come back to FD, didn't they?
Really?
I would be really bummed if that was the truth.
I thought, they said that
They just bought one and he's
the rear engine, mostly because of the engines in the rear, and that becomes kind of like a hazard when bumping into each other.
Corey
something like
Hosford?
Turns into Corey Hosford.
We'll double check.
I feel like a rear engine car or a mid engine. Is that considered rear or mid engine car? The 911.
Yeah, I think that the Porsche would be cool just because I think you get a new fan base, and then also you'd have like a cool looking car, and it would be super fast. I think at least.
Would you still run the flat six engine on or something else?
I think I'd probably put a V8 in there.
Oh yeah.
Isn't there something? Isn't that an issue with drifting though? Because I don't know enough about it. But like having a rear mounted engine, aren't you just gonna have too much of a weight heavy rear?
Nah, I don't think that's a problem at all.
It's just at this level of power, what they want is the most traction as possible, and having the engine in the rear.
I was doing some math and some things, and
you were doing math?
That more weight in the back would be better.
Really?
Okay.
So we could see you running a 911 in the next few years.
I doubt it. I'm going to run this car into the ground.
We'll have a question here from our buddy Alika80. He's saying aloha.
Mahalo.
Mahalo, Alika. He's wondering, so since you've been running BMW cars for a while, and would you consider teaming up with somebody, for example, like in this case, teaming up with Michael Essa, which, by the way, he drives Porsches. So there you go. That could be your Porsche connection right there.
That's a weird question, though, because why?
Well, I mean, just because like they both drive BMWs.
So?
And, well,
why would they team up?
let him answer.
A bunch of people drive
Because they're not
Nissans.
going to use their turn signals. They're not going to park right in the park.
Yeah, that's right.
They're,
We have a BMW.
They both
driver
wear
right
glasses.
We're just going to park our rig sideways in the pits.
Yeah, they can go as slow or as fast as they want, and nobody.
But you know what? That does bring up a good point.
Yeah.
Okay. Chelsea, you remember when there was issue with like everybody's like, oh, everybody had to take the BMW logos off the car because BMW doesn't want to be involved.
Yeah, what happened?
Did you ever get involved with that, or?
I never heard anything of the sort other than a bunch of fans saying that Essa had some issues with that. I've had BMW on my suit for a while, and I've always been kind of supportive of all that. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because I wasn't winning or doing
I find it
anything
offensive
cool.
that they didn't try to reach you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't really
And Forsberg
care.
gets a driving commercial need on. I was going to call up Mr. Derek BMW. That's his name. I don't know if you knew that. Derek, I was going to call up Derek, good old Derek, over there and say, hey, I have a friend named Chelsea, and
He said, "Is she hot?"
yeah, she's cool too, and he will do your commercials next time, right, guys? Anybody?
Yep.
Never mind.
Yeah,
I don't know Derek
I don't know,
BMW.
I don't know, man. I'd like to say it's probably something to do with me. I wasn't winning at the time and I wasn't on the spotlight, but I don't know. I think I got more excitement than Essa did in the year that he won his championship. So,
Dang.
Well, I can tell you that off of that year, one of the best runs I've ever seen. And I don't want to stroke your little ego that you got,
Wow.
but it was you and Daigo. That was probably the best run in Atlanta.
oh man, which time? Atlanta?
Atlanta, yeah. That was probably the best runs I've ever seen you lay down.
Maybe. I don't know.
He doesn't remember it.
He doesn't.
I don't really remember it.
Chelsea
I
doesn't
lost,
blow some
so-
PCP before he goes around, so he doesn't remember much of it. But no, that was probably one of the better runs I've ever seen. And then the other best runs is when you were driving Pat Gooden's S13 in Panama. Those were some sick runs too.
Yeah, it's a good time. I love driving that car.
You still have it?
Yeah, it sits in Jersey at Englishtown for Club Loose events.
Ah,
Oh, yeah.
that makes
The old
sense.
English Town garage.
One
We
more
got
question. One more question from probably our number one fan, Iron Dookie.
Oh,
Iron
God.
Dookie.
Iron Dookie's
Iron
back.
Dookie's back.
3 weeks running, Iron Dookie getting fan questions.
Hey, what do you
Chime
think?
in.
Hold on. Let's Chelsea. What do you think of the Instagram name Iron Dookie?
I don't know, man. It's a
bold move.
It sounds
yeah,
hard
it's
to
a
pass.
bold move. He better be posting some good stuff.
He is.
I feel like I should look this up.
His questions have made it on the show. He asked Ryan Sage a really good question last week, I think. So
He's got a
here we
very
are.
good question for you. He's asking, Chelsea, are you a shampoo guy or a shampoo plus conditioner or an all-in-one?
Dookie nails it again.
God, Iron Dookie kills it with the question.
Is this guy Iron _ Dookie?
Yeah.
Oh, he's private. I can't even see his stuff.
Oh my God! He's talking him.
Iron Dookie just missed a Chelsea Denofa follow.
I think his name is Iron Dookie because he drives an S10, and I believe those things.
I see that.
Those engines
Drive like
are called the
Dookie.
Iron Dukes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the question again?
Shampoo,
I'm sorry, I was
two
talking the shit out of this guy.
2-in-1.
Shampoo 2-in-1 or shampoo plus conditioner.
Yeah, what's
shampoo like every shower, and then conditioner every third one.
Oh,
wow.
Don't overdo it.
Oh.
what's the thought process behind that?
I mean, conditioner is more expensive, dude. You got to keep it down low, man.
True.
And if you use it all the day, it'll ruin your tips.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
Paco knows
I don't
that.
understand, but
You don't use shampoo or conditioner,
No, you-
Sam.
you-
My girlfriend's actually a barber, so.
Hey,
she
what's your
has good
girlfriend's
shit
name?
there.
What's your girlfriend's name?
Chelsea.
Oh, that's
Oh my
weird.
God.
are you serious?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
What?
That's why we call them the Chelseas,
Why would you call him that?
because there's more than one.
Can you go back?
Hold on. Yeah.
Chelsea Denofa
Yes.
is dating
Chelsea.
Chelsea. So what do you
Yeah.
call him?
Yep.
The Chelseas.
I don't know.
Or I call them the
It's not
donuts.
making sense. to
Last
me.
question.
No, let's go into the.
Last question. This is just a quick question from me.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God damn it. Sorry, Chels.
Do you like drift vans?
Drink!
Oh, Drift Fans.
Drink.
Sorry, we have to drink every time Paco says drift van.
I
Hold on.
didn't say it was Sam, but fuck it. Who won Formula Drift Long Beach 2016?
That would be me.
Yes!
God damn
Oh, we
it.
figured it out finally. Chelsea won. Your
Man,
first
we were
Formula Drift
talking
event.
about that earlier. We
Dude.
couldn't figure out who took it, but
Congrats, man, on winning what many people are calling the most exciting top 16 of Formula Drift history.
It was
Yeah, it was good, man. No one more times, no 5 minutes. We got it all the way, man.
Not only and you took like the 3 champions and
Yeah, you took out 3 former champions. That's
and
insane.
Gucci, who's like seriously
He's
since
gunning
last
for
year
it,
he's
yeah.
been
we call him the
amazing.
Juicy now, but Ken Juicy.
Juicy,
Yeah.
Juicy Gucci.
I
Jesus.
think that that was part of the reason why I was able to win, because like most of those guys don't play any games, and we could run heads
Right.
up. And
True.
I drive with a lot of those guys at Club Loose all the time. My first 3 battles were Club Loose dudes, so
Yeah,
it's
I
just
saw that.
fun to drive with them. So
So you really think that actually played
I
an
think so.
advantage for you?
I think so, yeah, man. I mean, like, if my car didn't break, if I lost because my car broke, but the other reason I lost is because I either ran someone over or got so pissed off at them that I purposely just smashed their door in.
If
So,
you're-
like,
go on.
my losses in the past have always kind of been those. So, you know, it feels good to drive against some people that are straight up.
If your car doesn't break at an inopportune time, are you going to win the season, would you say?
I would say so, yeah, man. Not being the least cocky, but, you know,
Confident.
just
Yeah.
No,
gonna
it's
be
all good.
confident.
You have to be
Hey,
confident.
so a lot of people were asking us on our Instagram. They were asking, like, so after your first win, have you had an outreach of people wanting to be a part of your program at all? Or how's the response been after taking your first event?
What do you think the answer is, Corey?
Well, I could probably tell you, probably not, but...
all the companies that are like, oh, drifting, new sport, huh?
Oh, God, there's somebody that won in Long Beach and he's
Mr.
brand new, Mr. Chelsea Denofa?
Mr. Denofa, here, have $100,000
Yeah, Donald.
for your program just for a couple stickers on your car.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what that accent is.
Yeah, I mean, it's
How's the response
there's
been, though?
definitely-
Like,
there's definitely been some hype.
Yep.
There's an influx of people interested in maybe, like, you know, figuring something out, but nothing like solid. And I probably don't see that happening until we start winning a couple more. But yeah, I mean, my program's pretty bare bones, and it would be nice if somebody wanted to step up and kind of help out with that stuff, because, you know, at this point now, like, I'm not making it past Texas on my budget, so
Right.
got to figure something out.
Have you ever thought about using other animals' bones, like wildcats or dolphins?
dolphin bones?
Perfect.
Perfect joke. So wait, did anyone hear that you're not going to drive past
Maybe
Texas?
that's how I should make my money. I should
No,
sell,
like-
rare animal bones.
Did you say you're not going to make money? I mean, I'm sure you'll hopefully stretch it out, but you said you don't have enough money to make it past Texas at this point, unless someone pays you
Yeah,
money.
that's pretty much where I'm at. Canada really hurts me with budget because I didn't get any extra for it, and now we have to drive it So it's like there's another basically 10 grand gone.
I've heard that from other drivers, kind of complaining that FD threw in a new event, and it's not like you guys. It's not like every sponsor says, "Oh, okay, here's another 15% of your income to go make out and do this."
Yeah, I mean, I see like where Formula D comes from, adding the events and whatnot, but
it makes sense on their side.
it's our responsibility to figure out a way to do it. But yeah, it was kind of less than ideal, and I did reach out to like 15 or so sponsors in Canada, trying to find some budget for just that round, and they don't seem very intrigued either. So it's a little bit tough,
Well, wasn't Blackview offering a bonus of like $25,000 to the winner of the first 3 rounds?
Yeah, I mean that's what we got to do.
Did you get a
We
big?
got to win. We got to win just to pay for the rest of the season.
Oh, let me get this right. Were they paying 25 grand for each round, or to the winner of the first 3 rounds?
I honestly don't know.
So
You should probably look into that, Chelsea.
So they didn't give you $25,000.
They didn't
this
give you
Saturday.
a big check.
No, they did not.
God
and
damn
I
it.
didn't even know about it until like Kyle Mohan actually came over. He's like, "Dude, did you get your check for 25
Yeah.
grand?" I'm like, "Where the hell is this check, man?
Yeah,
I need
that's
that right now."
So it's like half the people knows, half the people didn't really know. I wonder. I mean, I don't think it will, but they were saying that they were paying 25 on everybody in the first place for
I
the
think
next
it's
3 rounds.
there's 3 rounds that they're paying out, and I don't even think it's the first 3 rounds. I think it's like a triple crown type thing.
So it's the best finish. Okay, I see what
The
you're
best
saying.
out of the first
yeah.
3
And
rounds.
with my luck, one of them's like Japan or something.
Oh, yeah.
Well, just go to Japan.
Oh, it's a bummer. I was really
yeah.
hoping that you had a.
If
25.
anybody wants to give me a ride to Japan, I'll be there.
Hop in.
I was really hoping you had a $25,000 giant check you were laying on right now.
Yeah,
And
I think
singles.
maybe I'll hit up Pat Good and King of Spring Break and try to ride a jet ski over there.
Now you want to talk to Hanadel for that. He's the jet skier.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Let's go into our world famous question a minute round or minute question.
All right, there, Mr.
Shotgun questions.
Mr. Denofa.
Coming out.
Mr. Chelsea. So what we do after every driver segment is we blast as many questions as we can in 60 seconds at you, and you can only respond with 1-word answers.
And you can do a just very short answer. It doesn't have to be.
Isn't
necessarily
this
one
called
word.
word association?
Shut up.
No, it's
Shut
not.
up,
It's
Chelsea.
called fucking 1-word questions.
It's called 1-word questions. Get over it. Now, Chelsea, what did you eat last?
Trail mix.
You
Okay.
fat pig.
Good.
Go ahead.
If you
Paco.
could have a different name other than Chelsea, what would it be?
Chelsea. Duh.
Other than
Duh.
Chelsea.
Other than
Would it
Chelsea.
be
I
Esteban?
would just spell it differently.
Steve. He'd be like a little Stevie.
He spelled it with a Y. Hi, Chelsea.
Okay, me.
All right.
Chelsea. What's your
Yes.
alcohol beverage of choice? Alcoholic
Yingling.
beverage. What is it?
Yingling.
There you go.
Nice. Chelsea, why is your car still purple?
Purple's a good color.
There you
Stick
go.
with
It's
it.
the color of the Kings.
Cool.
That's right. Chelsea, who is your favorite Formula Drift driver other than yourself?
Wow.
Forrest Wang.
Ah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I wasn't
yeah.
expecting that.
Sounds about right. Corey.
Who's your rolling off Paco's question, who is your like Japanese influence driver?
Wayno.
There you go. Good.
Okay.
Make it like that.
What's your favorite movie?
Rad.
Oh, my
What?
God. That is such a rad movie.
What is
Okay,
that?
so all right, we're gonna do a pause real quick.
Okay, so we got, like,
my favorite
20 seconds left.
My favorite musician is Stan Bush, and Stan Bush more or less did the soundtrack for that
Never
entire
heard of him.
movie. Stan Bush one time retweeted me. So pretty much, Chelsea, you've seen Rad. Obviously, it's your favorite movie. Stan Bush is the guy that does all that motivational rock music. That is my
Yeah, it
jam.
was him and somebody else. Who's the other guy? Farmhand, right? John Farmhand.
I don't know, but that sounds
Terry
about right.
Farmer hand.
Wow.
But it's
No.
essentially just listen to imagine rock and roll music that just tells you can do it. Good.
Yeah,
Sam, I think
that's what
every
I do.
video
I
we've
get
ever
my
did had
car.
that music in
Every
it.
single time
I
I
know.
pop the Rad soundtrack in. I'm taking a chance. I'm risking it all. That's it.
Hell yeah.
Ooh,
Oh man, Chelsea's a
Dude,
Stan Bush fan.
Sam.
Can we shut it down? At this point?
Resuming.
I'm so happy. Sorry, go on, Paco. If you're so important.
Oh, my bad. If you were in drifting, what were you doing instead?
Oh man, I'd be so stress free, man.
Oh,
What was your first job?
Hold on, no, I want to hear what he was doing
Yeah, but
instead. What are you
what were
doing
you-
right now if you're not drifting?
Right now, I'm on the computer.
Well,
buying
okay.
parts.
Bigger
If Chelsea Denofa wasn't a drifter in real life, what would he be doing?
Yeah.
I'd probably be riding my bike.
Motorcycle or bicycle?
Bicycle.
Oh.
Professionally?
Yeah, I used to ride quite a bit.
Mountain bike?
Come on, this is going on way too
mountain
fucking
bike
long.
or road bike?
BMX bikes.
Oh, shit.
I'm tired of all these FD drivers that are BMX and motorcycle guys, but go on, Corey.
Sorry, I just want to know what Chelsea's first job was. Jesus fucking Christ, guys.
My first job. I was a diesel mechanic.
What about your first hand job?
Easy, Paco.
Come on, don't Chelsea, don't listen to him.
We're never have to answer that.
We're never going to get sponsors for this show if you keep this up.
Had one chance, man.
I think that was it, boys. I think our 60 seconds was up.
Yeah, it's up. All right,
Chelsea, wait, before you go,
Oh,
anything
God
you
damn
want to plug? Everybody you want to shout out?
Do you want to plug Corey right back?
You can give me a shout out, Chelsea, if you want. It's cool.
Thanks for having me on the show, guys.
Our pleasure.
You guys
Thank
had
you.
fun. You guys were not as much of a dick to me as I thought because I had never watched this show.
Shit.
And the first one I watched was you and Ryan Turek, and you were a fucking dick.
Are you talking about driver on
That's-
driver?
I thought Ryan Turek was going to cry like a little bitch.
We have to overdick the dickness.
How much so when you watched Driver on Driver with me, did you think that was real? Chelsea?
I was laughing pretty hard, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. At some points, I was like, "That's a little much," but a lot of the points, I was definitely laughing.
So I just did the first episode of season 2 with Vaughn. Do you want to hear my favorite joke from it? I'll spoil it right
Let's
now.
hear it.
So I have my papers. I'm holding my papers up with my jokes on them, and I say, Vaughn, these papers are usually full of jokes, but I don't see anything on these papers. It just says 3 words. It just says, your last season. And then I say, oh. He found it funny. This is my boss, mind you, so that's fun.
Hi, Vaughn.
That's pretty good.
Hey, Vaughn. Chelsea, do you want to be on it this year?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm down.
Can you tell me some personal stuff that's embarrassing for you ahead of time so I can
But do it privately.
work that
so
out?
it's
Oh, I
like
have
a
a lot of-
surprise.
I'll own
How-
up to any
how to,
embarrassing shit. I'm all good.
How can people find you on the interwebs?
My Instagram's Chelsea Denofa. They can find me at Chelsea Denofa Motorsports on YouTube. And it's pretty much Chelsea Denofa or Chelsea Denofa Motorsports on everything.
Google him,
Chelsea.
you idiot.
Yeah, just search him up on the Googles, you
Bro.
dum-dums.
Any sponsors you want to give them a shout out? before you
BC
go?
Racing.
I don't think my sponsors really care about your show, but I'm just saying.
Okay, on that note, well, okay.
Well, this episode, hold on.
I was just holding up some papers.
Let
and
me
that's
hit
what it said
the
on it.
delete button really
Just-
quick.
Just so you know, we're coming up with an E46 complete fiberglass rear clip.
Oh, Paco, stop.
2F
Dude,
performance.
The fiberglass can't hang, bro. You need that Kevlar.
Well, this is American made fiberglass.
You just got
Who knows?
schooled, Paco.
Apparently.
You just got schooled. Get some Kevlar. Chelsea, thank you so
Nah,
much,
that's-
dude. Sorry, keep talking if you want, but actually you just insulted
No,
us.
it's
So
good.
no, we're gonna hang up on you now. Later, Chelsea. I hope you win Atlanta. But,
Yeah, Chelsea.
but maybe you don't. Who's to say? But
I'll
do your
see
best.
you guys in Atlanta.
Probably not Corey, but
man,
see ya.
Keep keeping ass, bro.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it, guys.
Keep kicking Osbo.
And maybe Corey will hang up sometime soon.
Oh, he's gone.
Is he gone? Is he gone? Is he finally gone?
He was not very nice to it.
I was
Wow.
gonna rip into him super
That
hard.
was very rude.
Wow.
I was gonna rip into him fucking
That was
mega
very
hard.
rude.
Wow. Who does he
Dude.
thinks he is?
Who does he think
He
is?
feels like he
I
won.
think
or
that win
something?
got. I think that winning got to his head.
Yeah, it did. We're
Oh,
creating.
wait.
We're creating a nice, gentle show here, and then Chelsea's just all like, "Oh, fuck your show." I'm.
Do
more
Do you know what I'm
passionate."
gonna do?
What?
I'm gonna send this to GT Radio. I'm gonna send this to BC Racing. Oh, listen to Chelsea.
Please do. Yeah.
I'm
He
gonna
doesn't
do
care
it.
about his
Because
sponsors.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
apparently, according to him, nobody gives a shit about our show.
All right. Well,
Ah.
since Chelsea's not going to listen to this episode, let's talk about some things that Chelsea told us off camera.
He
Chel-
hates BMWs.
He hates BMWs. He also told
He
me
wouldn't run any tires if he could.
if he could, he'd run straight rims. He says that all of his.
We've seen him running straight rims.
Well, he
Just
also
for the record.
we have. And he also said that all of his sponsors are the worst sponsors. And he wished
Yeah, he
could
doesn't
have-
want to be in it anymore. He
He
said he
wish-
was done like 2 years ago, but he's still doing it because
He wouldn't team
his
up.
girlfriend's pressuring him to because she wants to be famous with
He
him.
wouldn't
and
team up
together.
with anybody because he thinks everybody else are idiots.
Yep.
And that
He's
and
probably
that
making millions.
no sponsors are best sponsors. And what he does is that each time he gets off of a sponsor call or each time he puts a sticker on, he gives a big middle finger.
And he farts on the
He
phone.
farts on the phone.
And he wears purple because he has like that highness.
Yeah, the purple nurple.
know.
Purple nipple. And then he kisses anyone who's named Chelsea.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that's the rule with Chelsea. So you
right on their forehead.
You got to kiss each other. Well, that was a shitty phone
Wow.
call. I hope that guy loses for the. No, that's not true. I gotta be one. Real talk. I want Chelsea to win mostly because that was fucking cool.
Do you know what? I'll be honest.
Don't be honest.
No, I did that demo in Panama with Chelsea. I spent a lot of time with him and his girlfriend, and I've been drifting with Chelsea since like 2011. No, we didn't make out.
Humble
we didn't
brag.
do it three-way. But he's a really good dude. He is a little hard-headed sometimes, but he's a really good dude.
What does that mean?
He's just like
his head is pretty hard.
Like you argue with him, like you want to butt heads with Chelsea just to poke fun at him.
But then
then he snaps and gets really mad. Like if you're like Chelsea, you're an idiot. Fuck you, Chelsea. He'd be like.
But then you end up rubbing foreheads together.
Yeah, then we touch foreheads because I tell him my name's Chelsea, so he kisses it.
Oh.
No, but we've had he's honestly a really good dude. He's honestly one of my favorite drivers to watch. I'm not stroking anybody. He's just a good friend, dude. He really is a good friend.
And seriously, he drove like
crazy.
freaking Greek god this weekend. Oh my god!
As we verified, in a car with a stock diff,
Yep.
car with a stock e-brake,
Stock ECU.
a stock ECU.
Even the haters were loving Formula Drift this weekend. It's unbelievable, and I think it's all thank you to Mr. Chelsea Denofa.
Thanks, Chelsea.
And Formula Drift did a pretty good job too.
Formula Drift did a great job.
I think even with the whole wet top 32, which was kind of hard to watch.
The wet 32.
The wet 32. Yep. It was, like I said, it was the best round I've ever seen. I don't think there was any bad calls from the judges.
It was the best round I watched half of from the sidelines.
You actually watched Top 16 here at your house. I mean, you didn't even watch it live in person.
Yeah, because I only got to see Vaughn's battles through my camera. Every other moment I was running. And a quick good funny excerpt is that I had to change GoPro batteries out with new GoPros right before top 8, just in case it keeps going on. You have to have GoPros running like the whole time because you don't really have time to change out and set shit going. So I set the GoPros, and then I had to go run and so he does his battle, and then I have to go find him. And I thought the hot pits were at the beginning of the starting line for some reason, even though I was just there. But I ran back to his pit to find him. He wasn't there. I ran back to the starting line. He wasn't there. And then I ran over to like the parking garage near the first corner. They weren't there. And then I ran to like the other side of the track. And then I remembered that they all hot pit right after the finish line. But literally it took me, even though I've been to this event twice now, and even though I've been in the hot pits twice there, my brain was just so fucked from trying to figure everything else out. But I think I ran the Long Beach course back and forth 2 or 3 times during the course of top 16 just to find Vaughn's car to make sure GoPros were still running. And that's why I missed half of top 16.
It reminded me of the time I lost a GoPro to Daigo at Seattle. I put a GoPro in his car. He never came back. I went back to his speed. The GoPro was gone, and like nobody could tell me what it was.
Yeah, GoPros. Yeah. You gotta mark them.
Hi, Daigo.
Hey, Diego.
He's like, hey, Paco.
He said like, hola.
Should we shut it down?
No, we still have a couple little things to mention.
No, we don't. What do we have to mention?
Our
I don't know how long we're going because I can't tell on this camera.
Yeah, it's kind of. We can probably.
I think it's pretty long.
Well, let's just like kill it by saying I had a little opportunity to talk to our friends from On Roaders, the Swedish podcast, drift podcast.
How'd that go?
Actually, it was great. These guys are awesome. DJ and Daniel. They're DJ and Daniel. They're following Asbo.
DJ Daniel, what's up, man?
For the
hey, DJ Daniels.
Hi, DJ Daniels. They're following Asbo this season. Daniel is making like a short film. It's like his thesis. His thesis. He's I think he's studying movie. How do you say? Filmography.
Studying movies.
Studying feces of Morpheus from Matrix.
Cinematography, whatever. And had a little sit down with DJ. He was good. Like
DJ Daniel.
DJ Daniel.
What do you say, Paco?
Well,
pretend I'm you and you're DJ. What do you say?
He said a lot of stuff in Swedish that I don't.
Okay, go ahead. Give me. Just ask me a question and hurry.
Das meistens als Weisens. Das meistens.
Yeah, I played football when I was 6, and I ate 3 hot dogs earlier. Thank you.
Oh,
ask
good.
another one.
Yes, that's good. Very, very good.
I think we're literally the worst at accent impressions I've ever
terrible at
heard
it.
anyone do. And it's not just you, Paco. Don't worry. Like I actually somewhat pride myself on being somewhat good at accents. But for whatever reason, when the show starts out, I'm like, "Do you want to hear my best German accent?" And I'm like, "Hello, I am German.
I'm Mr. Bean.
Exactly.
Obviously, they teach me how to say the worst stuff in Swedish and how to say Norway, Norwish,
Norway.
Norwish.
Norway.
They taught me how to say "show me your titties."
How do you say it?
I can't remember.
That's how they say it. Whip out your milk cannons.
Dump them out, American female.
Show me your female attas.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well,
so, anyways, yeah, that was great.
Talk about your milk cannons. Is that what you said?
Yeah, whip out your female
and
milk cannons.
we have a pretty
show
open invite to go join him at Gatville.
Yeah.
Or like we say in America, Gate Bill.
Gate ball.
Yeah.
Sure. Just as soon as someone pays for all of our tickets and all of our hotels and all of our food, I'll be out there.
And get us free rental drift
Also, I also need a car to drive. Oh yeah, and finally our buddies at Destroy. Hold on, I'll grab the other
Destroy,
sticker.
get the other one right there.
Shane Cannon, some other dudes, some other cool dudes from the PNW. They made us some stickers, and we're gonna show off these stickers. There you go, we got them, and we're actually gonna start making our own pretty soon. Look out for some of our own merchandise, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So apparently, making podcasts for free is pretty sweet.
It hasn't really been that free. Look at Corey's mustache.
Yeah, he's got a.
I put a little extra wax in it.
Yeah.
Purveyors of party.
Our buddies from Purveyors of Party.
Wait, we're getting paid for this?
Pretty much.
I haven't.
We are getting paid with a beautiful, lush products from our buddies from Purveyors.
Why didn't you give me anything for my little beard?
Because you only got a dick beard.
Your baby beard. Unless you promise to grow a beard, we'll share our.
No, I don't like itchy face.
Purveyors of Party.
You groom your beard though.
Say with your best.
Because I like
British
kissing
accent.
girls.
I like going down on
You're
girls.
stupid. I just like kissing girls.
This is better for going down.
Oh Jesus
Hey,
Christ!
say it. Purveyors of Party with your best British accent.
What words am I saying? Purveyors of potty.
Of potty. No, party.
Purveyors of potty.
Wow, that wasn't bad. You sound like Sean Connery.
So good. Yeah, they sent us some oils and waxes and
Purveyors of potty.
They're old enough to party.
Well, hopefully you shut off the podcast about 10 minutes ago. If not, and you're still here, good night.
Thank you.
I'm Drift Idiot, aka Sam, the Hampshire Nalven. We got Paco, the Force, Ibarra at 2F Performance, and Tofu Drift Fan.
Drink!
Oh shit!
God damn it!
I didn't.
We've
We've got Cody Horse Out Time, the Hosford.
You can find me on the internet.
He's at Street
Standards at Corey Hosford's at
hot dogs unlimited.
Hotlogsyourlegs.com. Thank you guys for tuning in. Sam, thank you. Paco, thank you.
All right, Cody, thank you.
Metal.
Paco, thank you.
Metal, thank you.